if you are a person who, when you drink milk or dairy products, it makes your stomach upset, it could mean that you're lactose intolerant. It doesn't always mean that, but one of the major reasons people will avoid milk is because of what's called lactose intolerance. What is lactose intolerance? So lactose is actually the sugar, the carbohydrate that we find in milk. In a particular set of people who don't contain the enzyme called lactase, which is the enzyme that breaks down lactose, when you drink milk, it will make your stomach upset because you're not adequately breaking down that lactose in milk, which is why they created lactose-free milk. So when you get lactose-free milk, you'll see Organic Valley has one, Simple Truth Organic has one, there's your lactate milk. All that means is that the lactose in that milk has already been broken down for you, so your body doesn't have to do that. So if you're lactose intolerant and you get a lactose-free milk, that should clear up the issue of you having an upset stomach when you drink milk. Now, there are a variety of other alternatives now to dairy milk. So let's talk about a few of them. The two most common ones that I'll typically hear people say that they use is your soy milk and your almond milk. So let's first just look at an almond milk. So we'll also use the Simple Truth brand. So for almond milk, remember the three things we talked about with dairy milk was your protein, your vitamin D, and your calcium. So with almond milk, you'll notice you only get 1 gram of protein per serving or per cup in almond milk. So if you think about this, most people will use milk as part of their breakfast, like if you put it on your cereal. So if you're using this to put on your cereal as opposed to a dairy milk and your cereal doesn't have any protein in it, your entire breakfast really doesn't have that much protein in it. So you are a little bit better off choosing a higher protein milk, and just keep in mind almond milk is not a good source for that. However, you'll see that for vitamin D, you have 15% of your daily needs for vitamin D. That's still pretty good, not as good as dairy milk, but you do still get a little bit of vitamin D in there, as well as calcium. You have 35% of your daily needs for calcium. So still decent sources for calcium and vitamin D, but once again, the major thing here is that you're missing the protein. Now, when you get into alternative milks, another option that you have is all of these flavors. So now you can not only get almond milk, but you could get chocolate almond milk, which sounds really enticing and really appealing. So if we look at our chocolate almond milk, you're going to see very similar nutrition facts to what I just described on this one. However, look at your sugars. So you got 18 grams of sugar in just this 1 cup of almond milk. So if I use my chocolate almond milk to put on my cereal that also has 15 or 18 grams of sugar in it, now I have a 36 gram of sugar breakfast just from my milk and my cereal. So be careful with your flavored ones. Now if you want a little bit of flavor, another option they have is your unsweetened. So if I use vanilla, for example, so this is vanilla, but it's unsweetened vanilla, which means it has vanilla flavoring in it but it doesn't have the sugar. This you have 0 grams of sugar. So if you want the flavor, look for the unsweetened instead of just the regular vanilla or regular chocolate. So that's one thing to think about. Now, an option that I like a little bit better than the almond milk is your soy milk. So soy milk, we'll come down here, we'll look at the Silk brand. So for soy milk, you'll see you get 1 cup, once again, is your serving. Now I'm back up to my 8 grams of protein, which is the same thing that I was getting from dairy milk. You don't get quite as much vitamin D, and it really just depends on the brand and how much they fortify in there. But for this, you get 15% of your daily needs for vitamin D, and you get the same amount of calcium. So you get 30% of your daily needs for calcium. When you compare your alternative milks to dairy milk, soy milk is usually the most comparable. There are a few other plant-based milks that now they make that are a little bit more comparable to your dairy milk, and I'll just highlight 2 of them, which are here. Actually, there's 3 of them. So this is a fairly new brand. You have Ripple. So Ripple is a dairy-free milk as well. It also has 8 grams of protein. It's an 8 grams of plant-based protein. And you'll see on the back here, 0 grams of sugar. Now that's going to change if you get the flavored, but you also have your 30% daily needs for vitamin D as well as calcium. And this is based on pea protein. So like the legume, the bean pea, it comes from pea protein. So that's one. This is a very similar product. It also uses pea protein. So this is your Bolthouse Farms milk, and you'll see it comes in unsweetened and original. And then you can also get your chocolate and vanilla. The same principles are going to apply there. If you get the chocolate or vanilla, you're going to get a lot more sugar than you're going to get with just the regular unflavored.